Putin signs law denouncing CFE treaty. The document in question can be found on the government's official database of legal documents. According to Sputnik, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said on Monday that Russia will not experience any direct consequences as a result of the denunciation of the Treaty on Conventional Armed Forces in Europe, CFE. Well, there shouldn't be any direct ones now, should there? It was true after all that. A broken system that, in my opinion, has nothing to do with Russia. In this instance, Russia has aligned the de facto situation with the formal agreement. There will be no immediate repercussions, Peskov told the press. During an earlier meeting with Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov, the Foreign Affairs Committee of the Russian Federation Council voted in favor of a bill to denounce the Treaty on Conventional Armed Forces in Europe. In 1990, representatives from 16 NATO countries and 6 Warsaw Pact countries signed the CFE Treaty in Paris. The treaty mandated the elimination of excess weaponry and placed restrictions on the use of key categories of conventional military hardware across Europe. At the Istanbul summit of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, OSCE, in 1999, an amended version of the treaty was signed to account for the collapse of the Warsaw Pact and the growth of NATO. Only Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, and Ukraine ratified the revised version. Until NATO countries ratified the adaptation agreement and started implementing their obligations under the document, Putin signed a decree in 2007 suspending Russia's participation in the CFE. Meanwhile, Russia kept its membership in the treaty. On Monday, the Swedish Foreign Ministry announced that its ministers would be meeting with their Turkish counterparts soon to discuss Stockholm's postponed application to join NATO. After Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24, 2022, Sweden and Finland applied to join NATO. Sweden's application to join the Western Military Alliance has been delayed by objections from Turkey and Hungary, while Finland joined in April. The election of Turkey's president, which incumbent Tayyip Erdoğan won in a runoff on Sunday, has added some complexity. Foreign Minister Tobias Billström of Sweden told SVT on Monday that he and his Turkish counterpart Mevlut Cavusoglu would meet on Thursday in Oslo during a meeting of NATO foreign ministers. A Billström spokesperson said, "But we have been informed that Turkey's foreign minister is not coming, so there will be no meeting there." There has been tension between Turkey and Sweden for quite some time. Sweden has previously raised concerns about Turkey's human rights record and its commitment to democratic norms. Ankara claims that Sweden has not lived up to its end of a deal reached in Madrid last June to ease Ankara's security concerns, and that the country is harboring members of militant groups it considers to be terrorists. During the election, talks between the two countries on NATO stalled. "Now that we know the outcome," Billström said, "I'm looking forward to being able to shift into a higher gear and speed things up." Billström reaffirmed the government's goal of having Sweden join NATO by the July 11–12 summit in Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania. Simon Johnson, Johan Olander, Nicholas Pollard, Gareth Jones reported. Nicholas Pollard, Gareth Jones edited.